Hey guys, how is everybody today? Let me do a quick recording. It's actually not going to be all that quick. Let's go over crude, and then we're going to go over the ES. Today in crude, you just had to really be fine with your entries, as is every day. But whenever we have inventory day, we already know basically that the market's going to be, for the most part, pretty rough, right? And I'm going to go into a couple things here, which I think is pretty cool. But let's start off with the first trade that we had for the day. And it was right around 7 o'clock in the morning. And this is a pure RS play. And it was right around, let me fix this up, I apologize. It was right around the 99.30 price. And we went sideways forever, and the market came down roughly 40-some pennies. It was good for really 30, the way we take our profits. Because it took so long, I told all the guys in the room to take 10 on your first contract, and then let's try to get 30 on what we have left, whether you had another 2, 3, or whatever you had left. And the reason for that is we went sideways from 7 all the way till just about 8:30, which is a long time. But I was proud of a lot of the guys in the room who were patient enough to hold, and it proved to be very fruitful. Now, the second trade of the day was what we call an S play against the trend. Obviously, the trend was way down. So we had an S play against the trend, and that was good again. It was somewhere around 30 pennies. And this was not a case where we would take 10 pennies off the top. This was a case where you would take 15 on your first contracts, on one maybe, and then allow the market to take you out of the trade, and that was at 30 pennies. So that was a very nice trade. The last trade of the day, until we did, and it was my fault, until we did a real stupid trade, was the short between 9:30 and 10, and this was a very nice RS again. Very nice RS again. This trade went again for a half decent amount of pennies. Nothing crazy. And the reason it didn't go for a huge amount of pennies is we're very range bound, as everyone knows. Now, real quickly, and then we did a really stupid trade, and I'll tell you, normally I don't even go into it, but I'll tell you, I figured I would take it, have a little fun, because I was really at my goal, more or less, for the day. So I said to everyone, I said, if you're at your goal or you're up substantially for the day, and you want to take a shot, which isn't really the best thing to do, I said, let's try to get short at 99.14, and whatever the case, we ended up getting stopped. Only a couple people were actually at goal, but really stupid. I was bored. 22 years in the business, and I was bored. There's no way to sit there and substantiate why I did that, other than to say, I guess I wanted to give $200 back to the market. Not very intelligent, but we're human beings. Look, a lot of people were asking me, hey, what happened here? This big move from here all the way up here. Look, guys, the European session closes at 11:30. All right? There's no way to get into this trade. There's no way to get into this trade from here to here. And if I were to tell you anything different, I'd be a liar. All right? Let me come back, and I want to go over what happened in the ES today. But I'm just going to go over the afternoon because Richard already did